This is part 2 of the reenactment. My personal haunted stay. I've been walking at night. You know, I was being paid to stay all night in this mobile home on 110 acres, 3 miles middle of nowhere. Well, my uncle was having an expensive home built, and he's wanting me there at night to make sure nobody stole anything. Only catch is very scary. He had the phone taken out, which in a way I'm glad. That way he couldn't call if I was late. I didn't want to be there all night, not as long as I want. You know, I make my night the shortest possible. So he trusted me to be there. So sometimes I'd leave the house and get there it was 10 miles from where I lived. And I walked the entire gravel road. I walked 3 miles every night because I didn't want nobody here. You know, some no goods. Maybe it's mountainous areas, McCreary County, Kentucky, southeast Kentucky. 110 acres is all mountainous. I didn't want somebody in the woods hearing me in the car. They'd hear you, you know, and you're screwed. But on a mountain bike, I walked it. You know, they probably wouldn't hear me. Hopefully they wouldn't. But I kept a light on at the mobile home during the day, and so that way, you know, they couldn't see no light going off on and off like coming in there. So they would have a hard time knowing if anybody's there. But I just don't want to be caught. You know, once I got there, maybe turn a light off or something. I didn't care there. But, you know, walking to the mobile home on a lonely gravel road around midnight, you know, I didn't want to be caught in, you know, getting to the mobile home. But I was about a week doing it, and before it was one evening, Mom was at home. There was a horror movie. You ready for this? Come on about 9 o'clock, a horror movie. Mom looks at me, and she says, "Are you going over there tonight?" I said, "Yeah, why?" She said, "Why on earth are you watching a horror movie?" Said, you know, build myself up, believe it or not. It was a horror movie. After it was off about 11. So I had 10 miles to ride, and I rode a mountain bike real good back then. So at 11 o'clock at night, after watching a horror movie at Mom and Dad's, where, you know, at the house, I got on the mountain bike, rode 10 miles. Then it was about 3 from when I got off the county, starting the gravel road, about 3 miles to the place. You know, and there was an abandoned house on that road. Nobody lived around there. So when I got there, say about 11:30 on the gravel road, starting of the gravel road, I had to walk 3 more miles. After I rode 10, I had to walk 3. Whew. That was the longest 3. It's spookier than hell. You got a flashlight. I mean, the oddest thing about it, yeah, and ain't that crazy? I watched a horror movie, then walked that lonely gravel road for 3 miles around midnight. I don't know. I guess I did that to psych myself. I don't know. I just did it. I guess to see if I could take it. But damn, I mean, getting to that mobile home, you're in the middle of nowhere. And as I was walking, I was thinking about that horror movie, and I tell you what, I could have measured the goosebumps on my arms walking past that abandoned. Here's I don't know why this is so hard. Before I got to the abandoned house, I was walking down a hill, gravel road hill. When you're walking down a gravel road hill, you make more noise. You can imagine, I could see it I could see it in the old abandoned house. If there'd be anybody in that old abandoned house, me walking down that hill, making more noise, gravity pulled you technically, they would see me. And when I walked past that damn abandoned house, I kept looking over my shoulder, make sure nobody is coming out of that abandoned house. No one lived there. Make sure nobody is coming out midnight, at me. And it was about, maybe, I don't know, 500 feet past that. I finally come to his long driveway, about a half-mile long. He had a government gate, but it was his property. I had the key to unlock that gate. And I was thinking about that horror movie I watched. And as I was unlocking the gate, I'm not making this up, I thought I heard something. I wasn't for damn sure. And his driveway now, little tad hill, but once you went through that gate, his driveway is very straight. And as I was unlocking that gate, the chain dropped. And I thought I heard something. So I Redden, like I turned that light on. Well, I had a light on, pointed it up toward the lonely driveway, about a half-mile long, and see nobody. And I tell you the spookiest thing, when you're busy unlocking something, it's like whoever's no good out there knows you're busy. And as I was unlocking that damn gate, I thought any minute I'm going to feel someone pecking me on the shoulder. I tell you what, I've never unlocked a gate so damn fast. Just to get through that gate, I had to close it back. He told me, he said, when you unlock that gate, lock it back so no cars can come through there. Imagine, I'm middle of nowhere. I'm 3 miles middle of nowhere. His driveway was a half-mile, so I'm 2.5 miles. Time I get to the mobile home, I'm 3 miles middle of nowhere. But he had a long-ass driveway. But when I locked that gate back, it felt like he was in there. Then I had that long middle of nowhere mountainous area at midnight. I had that long half-mile walk to that mobile home. The worst part was always yet to come. When I got to the mobile home, I had to go through all the rooms, make sure, because see, I was on a mountain bike and no noise, virtually no noise. So if someone been snooping in that mobile home, they would hear me coming up, and they would, when I unlocked the door. So I thought, damn, your mind's racing. When I check these rooms in this mobile home trailer, I pray to God there's no one in that closet. I've caught them, waiting on me. So I'd always go to the closet above the first bedroom to make sure that, I tell you what, I would shit my pants if that rifle had been in there. It's midnight, a little bit after, and I always check to see if that rifle's laying in that closet. I go by feel. I'm almost afraid to turn the damn light on. Rifle's there, I grab that rifle and I go through the rest of the rooms. Of course, with the rifle, if there's a psychopath hidden in the closet, the other bedrooms, the rifle don't mean nothing, especially if he's got a gun. After I checked all the rooms, nobody was in there. I loaded the rifle. He had a clip. I put the bullets in, loaded the rifle. Now, I didn't keep the rifle loaded. It sounds crazy, but I didn't want just in case. I kind of hid the bullets. I didn't want someone using the rifle on me, so I loaded it. It didn't take long to load it. I loaded it, I always slept in the living room. But, imagine, I'm there now, which I'm not, it's 1992, but you can imagine how spooky it was. A cockroach, like I've said in my other videos, a cockroach going across the floor, and like in a kitchen. Is that a cockroach going across the floor, or is it someone attempting to break in? And I'll tell you another creepy part about this is the mobile home was actually to the left. So at the straight driveway, to the left a little bit was the mobile home. Okay, there's a big ass oak tree. Here's what I always dreaded: if somebody come in. Now one time Dad come in late, but he told me he'd be over. He warned me. And you can see his reflection of his headlights off that tree. That's even before he got close enough where you can see the reflection of the headlights off the gravel driveway. But before, when he was way down there, after he went through the gate himself, he had the keys too. You can see the reflection of his headlights off that tree. Now, I always dreaded when I looked out that window, I hope to God I never seen no reflection off that big oak tree. Oak tree kind of had a shiny bark to it. If I see any reflection off that damn oak tree, it meant somebody was coming up the damn long, half-mile, lonely-ass driveway, all gravel. That would have scared the shit out of me, even with a rifle. I think he bought me 3 cases of shells. But it's the idea of no phone. It's the idea of being middle of nowhere and making $200 a week. Wow.